Every system of governance that you have in this country comes from that man. This is his country. These are his systems. Standard business practice is his method of doing business. Traditional marriage is his standard for marriage. Anything that you say is standard, traditional, recognized is his system. And if you follow any of that, you are out of your mind.
All right. So you're talking about the workforce, but let's talk about
the time belongs to who?
But yeah, all right, we got that. Successful Black women, but let's talk about in the hoods. Women are still spending. Women are still spending. They still spending. They still spending.
Based on what?
I mean, based on what?
But women, okay, but there's a reason for that too. Women who are in the hood, in a lot of cases, not all, but in a lot of cases, women who are in the lower classes, right, of financial society.
Oh, it's
not the measure of finance.
Ooh, that was
not the measure of anything else.
That was nicely sweetened. Wow, that coffee was sweetened. Woo, go again. All right, go on,
But
kiddo.
in that lower class, you bear the responsibility of it all. You live alone, you raise your children alone, and everything else. So of course you're spending. You're spending because the child needs, and then you need to be able to take a break from all this. You need to buy yourself, I mean, I don't know what's fashionable for women, but whatever that is.
You should know.
Right?
You are in the t-shirt business.
That.
You're in the t-shirt business. You should know. You're in the t-shirt business.
No, but my shirt is a novelty, Like, what do you, like what? Like if it were the 90s, right? You need a pair of Versace shades. I get it. Go get yourself a pair of Versace shades, man. Get yourself one of those Birkin bags or whatever it is. You need to.
Oh, man.
Get one. Do something for yourself. So, I don't have a problem with that.
Right.
This bullshit about young Black boys, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 years old. They don't have this, they don't have that, but the boy got on $200 sneakers. Yeah, he does, because he's not going to Disney World. So why not a fucking pair of sneakers? He's not going to fucking Busch Gardens, so yeah, why not?
And, Shut
the fuck up, man. I'm so sick and fucking tired of people talking this shit. Yeah, because the little motherfucker ain't gonna have the experiences that children that you're comparing him to will have. So you want to take away the one thing that his mom can give him, which is the fucking sneakers that he wants. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, so women. So I would kind of recall a person, a Black businessman was talking about, hey, you guys are buying these Jordans. Are you in that realm of talk that you're talking about? You're in that realm?
No, man. See,
I'm just asking because but I remember it was a Black businessman was talking about, well, you can't, you can get some generation wealth going. I see that you got $200 Jordans every single year. Every single year.
Man, shut that shit up. You ain't building no generational wealth by buying cans instead of fucking Jordans. Shut the fuck up.
Dang.
You always saying that shit because you want me or you want them to invest money. See, what you're doing is a long form infomercial. That's what you're doing. Because you're not telling me to invest my money into these stocks and bonds and da-da-da-da-da to build generational wealth, just giving you the game. Bullshit. You want me to put my money in the same crypto shit that you got your money in. You want me to invest the money in the same motherfucking mutual funds that you got your money in. The fuck up. So just take my little 200 and add it to the rest. And if I can get 100,000 Black people to buy in on that,
so you trying to say this is a pyramid scheme?
It's a fucking pyramid scheme. Shut the fuck up and let those moms treat their sons who are working hard every day, staying out of gangs, getting good grades, and doing the shit that they need to do. Let those moms go ahead and reward their sons with the one goddamn thing that they can do, which is buy him the fucking sneakers that he wants. And shut the fuck up.
So we making Michael
generational wealth. Ain't nobody buying no generational wealth.
Wait a minute. So what Michael Jordan doing? So what Michael Jordan doing with the sneaker money? Love you too, man. Yeah, what Michael Jordan doing with the sneaker money? Is he helping the blacks?
Hold on. Okay, you back now?
Yeah, I'm back now. So if Michael Jordan, all right, the mom buying Michael Jordan sneakers, Michael Jordan is doing what for the blacks? Not a goddamn thing. So you want the mom, so you want,
Wear something.
you may have to,
I don't care. What's Tommy Hilfiger doing?
oh, we don't wear Tommy Hilfiger no more.
Even
That's
if
a
you
wrap.
bought the $20 Keds, what's Keds doing for the black community? Irrelevant. Whoever you buy, what are they doing? It's not about, see, you can't make these things,
One-sided?
okay. When you're talking about adults, you're going to have
Adults.
adult conversations. You can make these things about these high thought things, right? I support this business because it puts money back into the community and blah, 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 blah. You can do that. You're a fucking adult. This is a kid. Kid don't know, kid don't care, kid don't understand. You
Maybe
want
a
to try
kid.
to make him understand? Okay,
Whoa,
that's
whoa, wait a
cool.
wait a minute. So now let's back it
Try
up
to help
now.
him understand.
Oh,
But
well, maybe we should help the child. I'm sure with your children, you want all your children to buy
no,
black.
maybe you shouldn't.
What? We shouldn't buy black? I mean, wait a minute,
When
wait a
they
minute.
become age appropriate, when they understand it,
No. Now that's where I disagree. No, they should know. They're old enough to know.
I want them to do it. No, because they listen. My kids understand the concept of buying black. They
Right.
understand it.
Right.
But my son likes video games,
Right.
so he wants video games for Christmas.
Right. We got that.
My daughter understands buying black, but
Mhm.
she wants an iPad so she can continue doing her art on a digital, whatever.
That's all fine.
There's nothing I can do about
No,
that.
no, no. That's
You know,
okay. That's all right.
99% of the shit in this room ain't black owned. This podcast is brought to you by Amazon. Ain't a black owned thing in here operating that makes this podcast work. I'm supposed to do what? Stop the podcast? No, I'm not putting the responsibility on kids that I myself can't do. I'm an environmentalist and I got fucking 400 watts of lights going on in here. You
Oh,
make these compromises when appropriate because you're an adult and you get to make these choices. Children don't have the agency to make these choices. You make these choices for them, and you making those choices because it's easy for you to say, I don't want to buy those sneakers. It's not black owned, but I do have all this other shit in here that's also
well,
not
okay.
black
So
owned.
you'll take.
Shut the
All
fuck
right.
up.
All right.
Give your son, give your kid what he
No.
wants. And by the way,
No.
the mothers who are doing that, don't
No.
be on the outside looking in, judging them for what she should or shouldn't do.
Okay. You take 50 black kids and 50 others, and you have 3 vendors: an Indian, a Spanish, and a black. The prices are all the same. The lingo and talk is all the same. Out of those 50 children, which vendor are they going to go to?
He went away. I'm a little worried about what this question is getting ready to be. Let me put my hat on and prepare myself mentally. Bert has got to figure out his internet. All right, we'll take a pause for the calls. We'll be right back after this commercial break. Still ain't back. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Oh, man, come on. All right. He's probably going to come back at some point. For now, he's not here. So I'll say it like this. It's irrelevant. The question he's getting ready to pose is not really relevant to me. It's part of a false narrative. If there's people who go into a market and there's 3 vendors and one's black and one's Indian and one's Hispanic and they all have the same product for the same price, they all speak English, what's going to happen, right? White man's ice is colder. Indian's ice is colder. Hispanics' ice is colder. Black people ice ain't cold enough. The message of the white man, I do not internalize any of it. I do not internalize any of this white man's doctrine, his values, his systems, his instruction. I follow none of it. So having a wife that can stay home while I go out and earn all the money, I don't subscribe to that. Fuck that. Because that's his system. And anything that he produces as a system of governance, there's no way for me to trust it. You don't trust police, so why do you trust his system of governance? You don't trust the government, So why do you trust the system of governance? Being the head of the household is a system of governance. Driving everywhere and and telling your wife to sit in the passenger seat because I'm the man and I drive is a system of governance. Telling your kids to sit down and be quiet somewhere is a system of governance. Every system of governance that you have in this country comes from that man. This is his country. These are his systems. You can say whatever you want. This is his country. These are his systems. Standard business practice is his method of doing business. Traditional marriage is his standard for marriage. Anything that you say is standard, traditional, recognized is his system. And if you follow any of that, you are out of your mind. So I don't follow the systems that he puts in place, and neither should you. So when he teaches you barefoot and pregnant, you follow that. And it's subtle. Because here's the thing. If somebody said, what do you keep your wife home barefoot and pregnant? You'd be like, nah, man, I don't do that. I don't do that. But yeah, that's what you do. If your wife said, what you trying to just keep me barefoot and pregnant? You'd be like, no, But yeah, that's what you're trying to do. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to do it. You don't want to say it, but that's what you're doing. So you don't say white man's ice is colder, but that's what you're doing. Well, why do you say this? Where did this come from? Came from him. White man ice is colder came from him. He gave that to you and you subscribe to it. The same way you subtly, softly, without quite noticing, also settled into that I work, she stays home. I drive, she sits in the passenger seat. I pick up the tab, she just has to order what she wants and eat. You eat, I pay. Tony Soprano. That's the system. And it's subtly baked into everything that you do. So when you go, nah, let me go over here to Mr. Charlie, get the beer from over there. There used to be a time when, yes, our stores were slightly inferior. Our schools were slightly inferior. Our product and produces were slightly inferior. We couldn't afford the same infrastructure that he had. So he built a mall and we built a little Times Square. A little, not Times Square, a little town square. He built a mall. He built a megaplex. We built a little market. He has a supermarket. We got a corner store. He would have massive, we would have small little. So there was a time where it was a little inferior. And then you go to school and you hear black inferiority, black inferiority, black inferiority, black inferiority. And then you're faced with a choice. White man's store, black man's store. Black inferiority, black inferiority, black inferiority, white man's store. Obviously, because blacks are inferior, 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 inferior. And it's everywhere you look. And it's subtle because they say, oh, but black people were considered inferior. Black people weren't allowed to read. Black people weren't allowed to vote. Black people weren't allowed to marry. Black people weren't allowed to learn. They weren't allowed to go to school. They weren't allowed to hold office. They weren't allowed to go outside without a permission slip. They were inferior. They were inferior. Oops, I meant to say they were looked at as inferior. And then you look and you see the same traits that they're talking about in the school book and you go, I don't know about look inferior. Is inferior. Your dad ain't got what Billy's dad got. Your dad don't work where Billy's dad worked. Your dad don't drive what Billy's dad drive. Your house ain't the same. Your car ain't the same. Your food ain't the same. The clothes ain't the same. You're fucking inferior. And then you faced with a choice. White man's store, black man's store. The choice is obvious. You see black men and black women getting together, getting married, and both of them going out to work every day. That's inferior. That's an inferior man in an inferior marriage with an inferior situation. That's inferior to the white man who works and his wife stays home. I don't want that for my life. I want that for my life. Whose life do you want? White man's life. Do you want that? You want whiteness in every aspect you can find it. Anywhere whiteness is obtainable, you want it. That's why you shop over here instead of over there. That's why you buy this and not that. What the fuck is a Van Gogh? You want a Van Gogh. You give a choice. You say, you can hang up this white man's art or you can hang up this African art. Which one do you choose? By whose standard? By whose desire? See, you have to start asking yourself, who actually desires this? Is it me or is it them? They desire a Van Gogh, and if I have one, they'll want what I have. That's a win. He desires a BMW, and if I have one, he'll want what I have. That's a win. You get some African art, he don't want that. That's a loss. But you're not asking yourself what you want. You're asking yourself what he wants. So I can show him that I have what he wants. And if he don't have it, then I got one up on him. And if he does have it, then we're both the same. White man is you're in a group of white people and you're the only black guy in there, and all these white men are talking about how their wives don't work. You dare not say your wife works. You ain't gonna say that. You ain't gonna say a word. And if somebody says, so, because they know, they ask you what you do for a living. They know your wife can't possibly stay home, you working, doing that type of job, making that kind of money. James Evans kept his wife home on the TV show. Able-bodied woman stayed home. Why? Because that's the way it is. That's what a man does. Y'all living in the project, starving to death. Can't can barely feed yourselves. Why? Because that's what that white man wants for his wife. And you follow right along with it. Yeah, give me that. At your expense, at your detriment, you want what he wants. You don't matter what it costs you just want what he wants. So no, you go and you see a black man and an Indian man and a Spanish man with the same product at the same price. If you go to anybody other than the black man, you just doing what you believe that white man would do under the same circumstances. You doing what you think that white man would do if he was standing here and not you. See, the black people who don't question these things, the black people who don't think about this stuff, number one, first of all, the black people who love black people. But more importantly, the black people who function the way that I'm talking about, where you don't never pay no never mind to that white man and his systems. Don't care nothing about black man, Asian man, Indian man, same product, same price. I go to black man. See, black people who don't even, that's not even a thought. That's automatic. They do that without even thinking. Those black people are the black people who run with those black people, hang with those black people, know those black people, commune with those black people. Those black people who graduate from HBCUs, those black people live in black communities, those black people work in black spaces, those black people recreate in black spaces. They go where the black people are. They don't go where honkies are. They don't go where honkies reside. They don't go where white people are dancing. They don't go where white people are eating. They go where black people are, and they dance black, dress black, work black, sleep black, fuck black, live black, everything black. Black, black, black. And if you really think about it, that's what the white man really wants. He wants that for you, stay your black ass over there, and he wants that for himself. I stay my white ass over here because I go to white spaces. I shop at white places. I dance white. I fuck white. I sleep white. I eat white. I do everything white, 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 white. And your dumb ass come along and you do everything white. That ain't what he want. You're not doing what he want. You're doing what you see. There's a white man in here doing all this business with white folk. I need to go over there and do the same. You ain't doing what he want. You're doing what you see. What he want is for your ass to stay over there with your own kind. That's what he want. Be you conservative or liberal, that's what white people want. Ask a liberal white person what you want. Would you rather me do all my shopping with white businesses or black businesses? Liberal white person tell you straight up, well, you should do business with your own community so that the dollar can bounce within the black community, and then you guys can start building and fostering. And you ask the conservative black, what do you want me to, conservative white, what do you want me to do? You want me to shop with whites or you want me to shop with blacks? Yeah. Yeah, stay your ass over there. Yeah, we don't really need y'all over here. You stay over there. We don't really need y'all coming over here. You're good over there. Well, nobody wants you over here. Well-meaning or not well-meaning. They don't want you over here. Do business with your own people because that's what they expect. That's what they want. That's what everybody else expects. That's what everybody else thinks. That's what everybody else does. They shop within their own. There's no reason to ask this question. Why? What would you do? You are forced into an economy where whites dominate the system. So of course, most of the shit you buy is going to be white owned. Everything in this fucking room is white owned. And it's all made in China. It's just like the Chinese do. It was like, there's nothing in my apartment made in America. It's all made in China. So you can say no more China if you want to, but where's your everything going to come from? Your plates, forks, knives, cups, tables, chairs, televisions, electronic devices, lights, microphones, shoestrings, everything, all of it, literally all of it. It's all made over there, and it's all owned by some white corporation. So say, oh, I'm not going to deal with white business anymore. Then what you going to get? What you gonna eat off of? Even if you buy a plate from a black-owned business, best believe she bought the materials to make that plate from a white-owned business. If she just didn't straight up buy the plate, she might have just bought a plate and resell it back to you at a markup, which whatever, business is business. But you're not motherfucking buying. You're not buying black. You're not buying black from start to finish. You're buying black from this little cog in the wheel, this little space. There's an entire machine to get that plate onto your table, and you bought it from a black-owned business. That's one cog in the big machine wheel. Because if she made it with ceramic, she had to buy the ceramic from a white company. If she painted and colorized the plate, she had to buy the paint from a white-owned company. If she shipped it to you in a box, she had to buy the box from a white-owned company. If she put packing peanuts in it first so that the glasses wouldn't break, she bought the packing peanuts from a white-owned company. If she shipped it FedEx, that's a white-owned company she shipped it to you in. You don't get away from white-owned business. I'm do only black business. You can't. You can't get away from white-owned business. So my point to you mothers out there who want to buy Jordans for your son because your son wants Jordans, get them. Don't fucking worry about it, because the people who are telling you they are wearing Jordans, and so are their kids, and their kids are burning through cash by the millions of dollars every fucking second of every goddamn day, and they don't tell their kids to invest the money. They don't tell their kids to be more responsible. They don't tell their kids to have values. They don't tell their kids shit. They tell their kids nice shoes. Where'd you get them? Those are nice. Get me a pair so we can match. And where are we going, Daddy? To the moon. Gonna take a quick trip to the moon. Oh, we're gonna go to Disney World. Oh my God! Yeah, we're gonna go to Disney World. We're gonna take a Disney cruise, and then we're gonna get in Disney World, and we're gonna have the fun. We're gonna play. We're gonna dance. We're gonna eat. We're gonna have a great time. Oh, look at this ghetto woman buying these $200 sneakers for her son. How wasteful! So irresponsible. Jesus, that's it again. So wasteful. Ugh, have no respect for money at all. Yeah, if she hasn't eaten in 3 days and she went out and bought the sneakers, I might say, okay, there was something going on there. And we can have this discussion like adults, but we can't have this discussion. Y'all are having the conversation like fucking kids because y'all are chastising and judging. Have the conversation for real. You want to have the conversation for real? I can make an argument to tell these moms not to buy those sneakers for their sons because the food you eat is overly processed and it's cheap. Processed food is very inexpensive and it lasts forever, and you're feeding your family that. And you're doing that because that food is cheap enough to allow you to go out and buy these sneakers. Maybe don't buy the sneakers, maybe start buying fresh food so you guys can be healthy, so you guys can lose the weight, so you guys can feel better when you wake up in the morning instead of feeling sluggish and sick and filled with bloat and gas and everything. Maybe let's deal with that. I know he wants the sneakers, but let's deal with the health. That's an intelligent, grown way to have that conversation. That's a way to have that conversation without the judgment, without the vitriol, without the anger. You want to hold that conversation on those terms, fine. Yeah, you're eating, but the eating that you're doing is not very good for you. And I understand why you're doing it. You're cutting corners so that you can afford to do something nice for your son. But I will tell you, it's nothing nicer than giving your son the gift of health. And his health is failing because you are buying foods, or better said, food-like substances that aren't very helpful for him. So let's move away from that. That's a fair conversation to have. That conversation you can have. The conversation you want to have is the conversation where whatever the situation is, you can't afford those sneakers, so don't buy them. He's got sneakers and he don't even have any books. How many books do you have? How many books are your kids reading? It's irrelevant because everybody needs to recreate. Everybody needs a reward. Everybody needs help. Everybody needs a laugh. Everybody needs a smile. I can't afford to take them to the movies, then this is what I'm going to do. I can't afford to take them to Disney World, then this is what I'm going to do. I can't afford to take them to the amusement parks and the zoos and the museums, and I don't have the time and the money and the energy and the resources to do any of that stuff. For me to do that, I need to take off from work. I can't afford to take off from work. In order for me to do that, I have to get babysitter. I can't afford babysitter. In order for me to do that, I need somebody to, and I don't have any of that. So go fuck yourself if you're sitting there telling me that I can't do something nice for my son. The only thing that I can do, which is take a quick minute, run downtown, grab these sneakers, and come back home. That I can do. Because I don't need a babysitter for that. I don't need to take off from work for that. And I don't need $4,000 to do it. Because a trip to Disney is $4,000. Easy. A trip to Foot Locker is 200. And a kid who's working hard in school and staying out of trouble and doing what he needs to do deserves at least that much. So give it to him and stop judging people and telling them what they need to do with their kids. Don't offer no advice because your advice is honky advice. Don't give me no advice because your advice coming from that. And I just told you, I don't subscribe to none of that. I don't listen to none of that. So if your advice is coming to me by way of white systems and white ways of governance, then you can keep that. My co-host did not return. So this is an episode of the Way Left podcast that did not go according to plan whatsoever, but we got something. K-Dog out.